Rub your eyes with your fingers, agitating them slightly to make them appear red. This is the classic stoner gaze. Smoking causes the veins in your eyes to expand, which makes them much more visible. This causes the well-known red eye in stoners. You can also rub some freshly cut onion or peppermint extract under your eyes to get the tears flowing, which causes red eye. Try not to blink. It isn't fun, but it will create red eye. Relax your face and body muscles, letting them droop and feel slack. Your eyelids and lips will fall lightly to the floor, as if half asleep. Let yourself sink into the chair, or slump slightly whenever you're standing. You want to be totally relaxed. If you find yourself staring for a long time into nothing, body barely moving, then you're crushing it. Move slowly and laconically. You're not in a hurry, man. Keep the hustle to a minimum, really only moving when it is most necessary. Hi guys and gals rarely feel compelled to do things that aren't strictly necessary, and neither should you. When you do move, take your time. Try to flow through your movements, like the pictures of grooving hippies used in cartoons and old videos. Talk in a low, gravelly voice. Imagine that your throat and mouth are bone dry, as many people who smoke regularly can attest. Drop your voice into a low, bass Y register and scratch out the words a bit. Keep munching on small snacks. A bag of chips or a box of Oreos is the perfect prop for the high guy. Aim for regular, unceasing eating, which is why bagged chips and pretzels are often your best bet. The munchies generally aim for salty or sweet foods, and some stoners find them uncontrollable. Well-placed, constant eating will help sell the part well. Spend a long, long time looking at things with a sense of wonder. Tripping causes many users to see patterns, new colors, and even objects and people appear out of everyday life, making the entire world a fascinating playground. The idea of seeing the world as if for the first time, astonished by the shifting things around you, is key to playing the psychedelic user. Keep your eyes wide open, taking in as many sights as possible. Curiosity is your guiding principle. Giggle often, but keep it to yourself. There is rarely something funny happening, but a tripper will find the humor. Usually, this sort of laughter just kind of bubbles up in trippers as the result of a cool sight, strange new texture, or completely random, untraceable thought. Touch a lot of things, rubbing them to enjoy the variety of textures. Psychedelics tend to be sensory overload, and touch is one of the most commonly enjoyed. Note, however, that trippers are rarely zoned into one sense at once. The thing you're stroking is likely changing color or visualizes as well, molding under your hand. Again, the sense of wonder is key to selling the performance. You don't have to explain what you see, just be entranced by it. Get deep and philosophical about our shared experience and place in the universe. People who trip are rarely selfish, they're too out there to be self-absorbed. Instead, they often see connections between everyone, and every living thing, that sober people don't. When they talk, trippers are often speaking on a higher plane that doesn't usually make sense for the people who aren't on the same ride. A long rant about the beauty and connection between you and the earth would not be out of place. Stopping halfway through a thought, as if taken by an incredible and inexplicable new truth, can help if you're running out of philosophical thoughts to improvise. Consider throwing a fake bad trip, complete with a mental breakdown, if you're a true actor. Want to really go for broke on your fake trip? Make it a bad one. You'll need to be convincingly freaked out, and you'll need a point of fixation, either an object that has transformed into a demon or an imaginary space that you claim is filled with horrible energy. Bad trips are characterized by wide-eyed fear, fixation on a real or imagined worry, stress, or terror, sweating, nervously moving, nausea, desire to be anywhere but here, inability to move, paralyzed by fear. Talk as much as you possibly can. People might not really enjoy your company, but such is the burden of acting. Motor mouth syndrome commonly besets those using high-energy drugs like cocaine, as the thoughts spill out so fast the user can't get them up fast enough. It doesn't matter what you're saying, just keep talking. Resist the urge to stand still. Tap your fingers and feet. Get up and move around every few minutes. Let your eyes dart back and forth across the room uncontrollably. You want to feel like there is an enormous reserve of energy inside of you that is bursting at the seams, powering you like the Energizer Bunny. Many cocaine users even report that they breathe faster than normal. Wipe your nose frequently. If you're faking drug inhalation, then you'll be scratching at your nose and wiping away excess snot for the majority of the night. Move into irritability as the night moves on. When all of your energy comes from drugs, you can quickly go from restless to agitated. You might snap easily, be prone to anger, or just start acting uncomfortable and squirmy. This is often showcased by extreme mood swings, which become more noticeable with higher doses and longer highs. Crash into a low-energy mess if you don't re-up during the acting job. Uppers don't tend to last long, instead sapping the user of all their energy and leaving them far, far more depressed than when they began. Cocaine, for reference, usually only lasts about 20 minutes. Sleepiness, irritability, and lethargy are common in the crashing phase. Act like a sleepy, happy baby, talking little and smiling sleepily. This is most common dangerous and powerful drugs like heroin. Downers, like opiates, usually leave people in a happy stupor, unable and unwilling to move off the couch they're on. They often squirm around sensually like a baby in blankets, getting comfortable and enjoying every single second of it. Lurch into wide-eyed happiness right after taking the drug, then fade into sleepiness. Watch Ewan McGregor's masterful performance as a heroin addict in Trainspotting to see how quick this shift can be. Opiates often hit hard, bringing a wave of euphoria, before putting the user into a mellow, sleepy, and often useless state. Let your words and actions drift off into nothing. Most opiate users have their heads blissfully in the clouds. They may start a thought, but finishing it isn't really important. Ask someone's attention, but don't have anything to say when they turn to you. Keep your voice low and quiet. Drift off regularly, either by falling asleep or simply zoning out into oblivion. The overall idea is to remain stuck in the clouds, unable to pin down your thoughts. More often than not, this leads to literally falling asleep, your head lolling up in surprise slightly every so often, as if just waking up. Scratch it yourself regularly, as itchiness is often a side effect of opiates. Again, this is particularly true of heroin, but drugs like OxyContin are actually the same type of compound, just slightly weaker. Scratch on your forearms, but don't make a big deal of it. This is just another uncontrollable tic, not some dedicated urge.